Welcome, friends. Welcome to the video. Here we go, making sure that everything is working properly. Thank you. This one is all about tech sales, meaning what happens and what is the right process for you to finally unlock tech sales, right? So, this is a step by step plan for you to close deals. So, first, you want to do what we call mock calls or role plays. You want to do 10 fake calls before your first real call. So you find a friend or a peer and you do a mock sales call where they play the prospect and you do this 10 times. You'll stumble, you'll forget your pitch, you'll feel awkward, but by call 10, you feel almost bored. And then your first real call won't feel like a test. Weird, clunky. It'll feel like call number 11. The fear will be gone because you've already done it. My app. Okay, so gradual intensity increase as a compounding effect. So you don't send 100 cold emails in week one. You send five. You get feedback and then you adjust. You send 10 next week, then 20. By the time you're sending 100 per week, you've already sent 200 and the novelty is gone. Confidence comes from gradual exposure, not shock exposure. Ramp up slowly and deliberately. Fear of asking for money. This is the big piece of meat of this video. The money conversation is just a conversation. Okay, so this is all about that fear of asking money. Most engineers feel terrified discussing price. They think asking for $5,000 is somehow immoral or it will scare the client away. But the client expects you to have a price. They're not shocked by money, they're shocked by vagueness, confusion. Clarity equals cash. The engineer who says, I charge $5,000 for this project sounds confident. And the engineer who says, I don't know, what do you think? Sounds confused. Clarity builds apologies every day of the week. Reframing selling as a service. You're not selling, you're solving. Reframe the entire conversation. You're not trying to convince someone to buy something they don't want. You're not a salesperson. You're offering a solution to a problem they have. Remember back in the day, if you watched the show Better Call Saul, remember there was a bunch of scenes in which it was about car dealerships, and then the car seller, it will try his best to just push cars down people's throats. You're not doing that, my friend, at all. You don't have the morale to do that. You simply do not do that. You actually have very good intentions. You actually want to help these people. Okay, so you're not trying to convince someone to buy something they don't want or they don't need. You're just offering a solution to a problem they fucking have. If a client has a backend scaling problem and you solve it for $5,000, you're providing value. You're not being pushy, you're being helpful. The reframe removes the guilt that you feel on a daily, the guilt, and replaces it with purpose. Confidence through outcomes. So, confidence comes from results, not from pitch, not from words. It comes from results. The best way to build confidence in sales is to see results. Close one deal, and you'll feel more confident closing the next. See a client get real value from your work, and you feel more confident Pitching. Don't wait to feel confident before the pitch. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Virtuous cycle. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Pitch, close, deliver, repeat. Confidence follow results. Pricing and value. Price is contextual, not fixed. Price depends on the client and the problem. There is no universal right price for your services. A $2,000 project for a bootstrapped founder might be a $10,000 project for a Series B startup or an agency. Price depends on the client's budget. The problem is urgency and the value you're delivering. The problem's urgency and the value you're delivering. So that's where you stand. That's the intersection. Is urgency and the value you're delivering. Early on, you might charge 2,000, 2K. And as you get better and better, your work gets better and you have your own way of doing it and you can deliver faster, better, more reliably. Your work get better and with better clients, you then charge 5,000. The price changes as you change. One of my favorite quotes says, "The work works on you more than what you work on it." The work works on you more than what you work on it. Early stage pricing strategy. Price low enough to get the reps, high enough to filter. Okay? When you're starting, they'll charge $500. You'll get too many clients and won't be able to deliver. It's a headache, it's a hassle. Don't charge 10,000 because then you won't get any clients. Charge 2,000, 3,000. That's high enough to filter out tire kickers, brokies, bitches, and low enough to get clients. You need reps, my friend. You need to close deals, deliver, and build confidence. Close deal, deliver, and build confidence. Price to get the reps, not to maximize revenue. The 10-to-1 value ratio. You should deliver 10x the value of your price. If you charge $5,000, you should deliver at least a $50,000 in value. This isn't about being generous, it's about confidence. And when you know how to deliver 10x value, you feel confident charging your price. You're not worried about being excessive because it's the client that is actually getting a massive fucking deal. This removes the guilt from pricing. Rejection and consistency. Rejection hardening. To have a thick skin. Rejection gets easier with exposure. Your first no still sting. It will make you feel really bad, potentially. Your 10th no, you will barely register it. Rejection is just data. It means that particular prospect wasn't a fit. It doesn't mean you're bad or your service is bad. It means that that person wasn't your customer. Send 100 cold emails and you'll get 20 meetings and 3 deals. The 80 rejections are just the cost, the emotional cost of doing business. After 100 emails, rejection feels normal. Why fear fades away with exposure. The fear curve drops fast. Fear is highest on attempt 1. By attempt 10, it dropped 70%. By attempt 50, it's almost gone. This is a motivation. It's neurological. That's how your brain works. Your brain gets used to the stimulus. The engineer who sends 50 cold emails feels almost nothing. The engineer who sent 20 feels horrible. The engineer who sent only 2 feels horrible about that. Same activity, different exposure level. Keep going and the fear disappears. And that's the main point of this video. Keep going and the fear disappears. Consistency matters more than intensity. Okay? Thank you for watching.